Everyone has big ideas, but they're worthless unless you know how to execute them. So today we're going to run you through one of those big ideas that we had that we managed to pull off.
Rolling, fading. All right, action.
Good afternoon and welcome to today's news.
God, can't believe she actually wore that.
She is so cancelled.
So for this campaign, it was one of those things where we were sitting down having a brainstorm when the initial brief came through. And we were just discussing and short firing different ideas at each other as to what we could do for this campaign. And immediately my mind went to this sort of juxtaposition of beautiful model, apocalyptic world, motocross bike, kicking up dirt in the air. I think maybe the collection itself kind of had that motocross lines and coloring to it, and I think that's just where my mind went. Anyway, the hardest part of any idea is trying to convey that idea to your client or to the person who's going to fund it. And in this case, it was White Fox and Sarah. So I had to go back and package it all up and go through the proper pre-production phase and give them an understanding of why it's going to work and why it's going to be successful for them and for this launch. How do you present that then to your client? You create mood boards, you go through the process of like sourcing different bits of footage from different commercials or campaigns or movies and just gaining inspiration and creating this visual mood board so that it can help assist you in explaining your idea to your client, whilst also writing out the storyboard and developing and conceptualizing the idea further. All this stuff is so important in that process of trying to, I guess, get that tick of approval from those who are going to fund your project. So I put in all the hard work and packaged it all up together so that I could showcase it to White Fox and Sarah. Both of them were happy. We got the tick of approval. Next part was executing it.
Seriously, Sarah, try and pick that up. I want to film you. doing it.
Why is it so heavy? Oh my gosh. But honestly, that's insane.
Yeah, it's so heavy because they're the charges for
Yeah,
them.
Curtis,
Oh,
those shoulders. Like, oh my gosh, it looks amazing.
Looks so good, yeah.
Yeah, the girls. Couldn't have picked a better day. Oh yeah. We've got a fair bit of kit here today. So we have Chris Bryan Films here. He's rolling with a red and this epic camera over here I need to show you. It's a 4K 1000 frame rate camera called a Phantom Flex. This thing is insane. This camera is extremely expensive and only true professionals would own such a thing. So we got some serious kit set up today, and this thing as well. This is his new contraption, set up to the gimbal. So literally, like, that will just make the camera super smooth. You can literally run with this thing over everything, and it will just stay hyper smooth. But yeah, This is the setup.
So gear selection was an integral part of this project. And when I was thinking about it and conceptualizing this idea, all I could think of was between 500 and 1,000 frame rate slow motion, like hyper slow motion. There's something beautiful and cinematic about it that's just so eye-drawing and attractive. So it was really cool to be able to bring that to this production. And how we did it, well, I called up my friend Chris Bryan. This was kind of the first time that we got to work together on this project, and it was really inspiring for me to work with someone like Chris, who is just an absolute true professional and cinematographer. He's worked on movies, he's worked on some of the biggest documentaries and campaigns. I guess he's kind of the go-to guy in this country for anything relating to a Phantom Flex camera as well. So when it comes to slow motion, he's your guy. And it's just really great to work with people who are true professionals at their craft. So build a network of different creatives that you can use on your next project. It'll help you to elevate, and not to mention, it's just awesome working with new people and seeing how different people work. It's a big part of what we do. We have a large database of cinematographers, sound guys, gaffers, grip, hair and makeup artists, everything that you need in a production. We have a database of people that we can reach out to and call on at the drop of a heartbeat and get them on the next shoot, so that we have a team around us to be able to build out the best possible result for our client.
Tightening it up. Yeah, still tightening it.
Not strong enough to hold it myself.
Yeah.
So I need the rope to hold it for me.
Come on.
So Kurt's having way too much fun back there.
You seen the bikes yet? No. I want to get your reaction.
Where is it? Oh wow! Oh my god!
Looks good, huh? Yeah.
Looks so cool.
Yeah, sweet. How are we feeling about it?
So good,
We like
so
it?
good. This is the best look I think we've ever done.
Ever done?
Ever.
I
think it's our
And we've
favourite.
done-
Ever.
All right, so this is my good friend John. He's a professional motocross rider, and it's actually his property that we are shooting on. Now, this leads me on to talking about scouting locations. Now, I feel like scouting locations is overlooked by a lot of video creatives and photography creatives because there may not be enough budget to do so. I think it's probably one of the most important things you'll do, just to be able to turn up to a location, look at the daylight, see where the light's hitting different things at different points of the day. It really helps you to organize your schedule and your shot list for the day. And on the day of the shoot, the goal is to just be as efficient as possible. You don't want to have to be trying to make silly lighting decisions on the day. You should have a preconceived idea of what you're going to do prior to turning up, so that you can just be as efficient as possible. And I guess working with John in the past and working on his property in the past, this was very familiar to us. So we turned up and we knew exactly where we were going to be at different times of the day to be able to get the shots that we needed for this project.
Okay, well we can follow it from this side. We can follow it from this side to make, because like we won't use that footage again, you know? And then the straight on shot, coming back, yeah, until we get to that bit where we get the flicker on the side of the face, and then we do the POV shot past the television. Yeah, and then we can just do another shot back to her face, sort of coming through the last part of this scene. Yeah. And then we do the motorbike reveal. So then we'll close up that.
Have the spotlight. Have the light turn on.
Either our light or this light, whatever.
Yeah.
Have her walk in sort of similar like we did the party thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be sick. I'm so excited. So we're kind of like, we've done a shot, we're going to have to do it when we get back over there, but we've done a shot where we just focus on your feet and then you reveal yourself. So this part here is the doors open.
And I walk out like a boss.
So just kind of like, be like looking in there, sort of like a bit squinty like that sort of thing. Like, or what you could do actually. So what you do, like from here, you've already jumped out of the car. So from here, I get you to walk to here. Like real boss girl.
Yeah, like with purpose.
Yeah, and then stand in front and just like look straight ahead at like what you're looking
Hands
at.
like hands on hips maybe.
Yeah, you're looking at the bike ahead.
Yep.
You can kind of see it. You're kind of squinty, like you
wait,
kind of like.
am I gonna be like Like, yeah.
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yep.
Throughout this campaign, there's a few different stories and metaphors. Now, as you could see previously in the BTS there, I was going through some blocking with Jai and Sarah to try and explain my vision to them, because it was really important for me as the director to build tension from the beginning and not reveal Sarah's face to this moment of reveal and then it feel like a powerful moment. So, and at the time, circulating in the media, online bullying was kind of a big topic. There was also a lot of like cancel culture going on. So I guess we wanted to address that, but also motivate the audience to rise above, you know, this online bullying and this toxic culture that was going online at the time. So talking about the first part of this video, so there's a moment in the car where she turns the radio across, and it's a metaphor in that moment of the different online bullying things that we hear to try and tell that underlying story. We had that in there. It's a bit cliche, but I really like that moment. I also enjoy the news reporter's voice, which was Jai's dad. So thank you, Bryson, for jumping on this for us. You're the real MVP, mate.
Good afternoon.
Building tension, how do you do that? And we use different filming techniques like Dutch angles, which are an off-axis frame, and basically it makes the audience feel uncomfortable and uncertain. These are a really great technique in filmmaking. You can see them throughout different horror films or movies where they're trying to build tension in a character. And we used this particular angle of her feet in that moment because we felt like it was too pretty with the backlighting. So we decided to put a Dutch angle in there to help assist with that tension point to, I guess, move through to this reveal of Sarah. So that will give you a bit more context to why we were doing certain techniques in that moment.
So sorry, we should set it back.
Really?
No good. So we got here so we can link it up to our motor. Just to do it that way.
This always happens. Getting like some new kit, just test it out the day before, a few days before, and then you get on set and then it doesn't want to work for you.
When you're on set, you always come up against problems. Now, this particular problem, it actually got resolved really easily. Chris came through with the goods. He had the exact same follow focus system, and we just swapped in and out the follow focus system. And it was an easy fix. So luckily he had that, but there was another problem that we came across. Now, within the campaign video, you would have seen Sarah walking through this shed. And this shed would have felt like a really long space, but in real life, it actually wasn't that long. And we needed it to be much longer to make that dramatic walk feel bigger and further. And we had to film it 2 times over and control the light in a way so that we could sell it in. So basically we got Sarah to walk from the back of the room towards the camera and then back the opposite direction. And we filmed it on different ways, on different sides, to make it seem as if she was walking in the same direction, if that makes sense. Then the final shot, the reveal of the motorbike, it needed to feel like it was at the opposite end of the warehouse and she was walking into that space. So we just shot it back in that same spot, which you would have seen her walking from in the first instance. And I mean, without me explaining that to you, unless you're someone who's in the field itself, I feel like it's hidden pretty well. So I was pretty happy with how this turned out.
Well done. Well done. Well done. Everyone's watching. You didn't fail. Well done.
Told me there was 2 things I wasn't allowed to be: a flag girl and a cheerleader. They're the 2 things I wasn't allowed to be. Dad, watch me go! Don't worry.
That was really cool, guys.
Pretty good.
Don't worry.
We're gonna do one more though.
Oh my god! I nailed that.
When this campaign went live, we actually got asked so many questions about this transition. Now, the original plan was to get a pipe and to put butane gas in the pipe and set it on fire and film that through the pipe. But on the day we actually ran out of time, so we weren't able to do that. And I was like, don't worry about it, we'll just do it back at home. And Chris was happy to just come around for an afternoon and help us get that one particular shot, just due to the timings of everything. But what we ended up doing is we ended up just finding a piece of stock footage, I know, sellouts, and we blended that cut together with a reveal where Jai actually had the probe lens on the camera and we had it pushed into the back of the muffler of one of the motorbikes, and as the motorbike drove off, that's what revealed it. So it felt like from the minute she started up the engine, you've gone into the engine and it shot out the back as if it would in real life anyway. So yeah, I guess just a little bit of movie magic in there for you.
In a sec, I just want to get exposure. Look ahead, sir. All right.
How's the shadows?
It's fine, because we got that filling. Whenever he's ready.
Are we close?
Laura, watch out there, mate. Yeah, you're good there, girls. Good. 3, 2, 1, pose. Oh, no. Not any worse than when you got me, so I'll be alright. Are ya? Go forward a little bit Alright, nice and fierce. 3, 2, 1. Love it.
So I produced, directed, and was also the photographer on this production. Now, I feel like we can all relate to this. As creatives, we have to wear many hats sometimes. Sometimes the budget doesn't permit to be a grand team of about 100 people or so. We have to jump into multiple roles within the project. Now, I actually enjoy doing this because I feel like it makes me a better creative. Rather than just being behind the camera and being a photographer, I love directing. I love being able to sit back and think about the story and see it from a bigger picture rather than what is the shot I'm trying to get. Then on the producing front, I love understanding and using the money and the budget to the ways that are going to help assist it to its best potential. So wearing many hats can actually make you a better creative, but also it can be a bit of a burden on the day because you're having to think about multiple things at one time. But, you know, we've all got to start somewhere and we've all got to put in the hard yards at times to just get these things done.
We've got light bars.
So we're up to like the last sort of section of the day that we really need to shoot right now. It's starting to get to crunch time. But we're setting up all these little, probably seeing the tube lights around. And that's when it's gonna look good.
Yeah.
It's gonna look so good. We've got all these tube lights, they're all connected from an app. And we can set them to whatever colors we want. We've got 2 barrels, fire. It's gonna look very kind of like apocalyptic out here.
Cool.
It's gonna be cool.
But this is our time limit. The sun. This bad boy.
Apocalyptic! This is sick. Are you stoked?
Oh my gosh, like what?
There's something about the smell and the sound that just creates so much happiness.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, good. We lost the light real quickly, which was a bit of a bummer for the photos, but we'll still make this, I feel like once this gets a bit darker, you guys will be lit up by the lights and it'll look really cool for the photos. So.
That sun went behind the mountain real quickly and it got dark real quick. We didn't have much opportunity to have true golden hour, but we rolled with the punches and we had an awesome lighting setup that I was even more excited about. When I was conceptualizing, I stumbled across Rufus's live performance from Joshua Tree, and they had all these Titan tubes placed all around them in this music scene, in this music environment. And I thought, far out, this is perfect for this apocalyptic looking setting that we were trying to create. We had these big barrels full of fire, and then we had the lights flashing all around the place. It kind of looked like a scene out of Mad Max almost, and it was just so epic, and it really resulted in some epic photos and epic cinematography as well. And this leads on to the ending shot where the girls are standing up on top of the landing. There's like this apocalyptic world below them. It's just such a great metaphor for the message that we were trying to convey, and rising above the online bullying. So then being at that high point, there's this beautiful motion that Chris got with his rickshaw cart. He had his red set up on a gimbal, and he created this absolutely flawless motion shot, and then the motorbikes whipping in the background. It was just so iconic and such a beautiful way to wrap up this production. So yeah, look, it wouldn't have been possible without all the different parties and different people involved who put in the hard work on this day. And I'm so grateful that I had such a good team around me to make that one a reality.
Far out. This is gonna be absolutely wild, like just so wild.
Bit of diesel in there in September.
Right, sort of on an angle. And then someone in the background's gonna do a burnout for me.
Look at these.
Just get.
Do you have an excavate?
All right. If
Yeah, Chris. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. How do you feel, boys?
Tired, but accomplished.
Where's Chris? Packing up.
yeah, he's done. He's done.
You guys all tired?
Yeah, very tired.
Coolest shoot you've ever done?
That was freaking insane.
It's up there, for sure.
Yeah?
Smashed it, yeah.
Far out. that was
Insane.
wild. When they
So
were like
full
doing
on.
burnouts around the place just by himself, I was like, this is the coolest thing ever.
I just keep thinking, like, as if this isn't surreal, like a few years ago, I was at uni doing teaching, you were a carpenter, you were probably at school.
In primary school or something.
You were in preschool, you were in your mum's womb. What the heck? Like, don't you think we have the coolest job ever?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's sick.
That was insane. That was
And
so cool.
everyone was a dream team. Like,
Yeah.
everyone was so good.
All right, so that wraps it up for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please hit that like button below. Leave us a comment on any videos that you want to see in the future from us. We've been reading all the comments as we usually do, and I love hearing all the feedback that we're getting. So it's so encouraging to make more videos. So please do that. Also, make sure you subscribe to this channel. There's a lot of you that aren't subscribed right now, and I would love it and appreciate it if you subscribe. So please do that. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. See ya.
Good afternoon and welcome to today's news.
God, can't believe she actually wore that. She is so cancelled.